Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you all for being here. I think you all are doing a great job, and the proof is in the pudding. If you look at morale, you look at recruiting, you look at deterrence, incredible performance compared to the last administration. So thank you all for your work, and in short order as well. Mr. Secretary, while I was overseas and time zones away this past weekend, I was able to watch the parade, even though it was on a size of a phone screen. But I just wanted to catch a quick glimpse at it, since it was controversial from the other side. And I tell you what, I stayed up until 2 a.m. I could not turn it off because it wasn't about you, Mr. Secretary. It wasn't about our president. It was about the men and women that don't get recognized each and every day. And I could just see them grinning underneath their helmets and their battle dress uniforms, smiling from ear to ear, being recognized, whether it's on TV or by those of us in elected office that were present, or the folks that stood up to support them. So
the tension in Washington couldn't be cut with a knife. It would take an F-15. In a hearing that stretched from diplomacy to firepower, one senator's voice stood out. Calm, calculated, patriotic. But when the senator's time expired, the room shifted. Today, we break down the viral exchange that had everyone talking. Stay with us and hit that subscribe button to follow every twist in DC power plays. Even overseas and jet-lagged, Senator Budd stayed plugged in.
So thank you for that. And again, back to the morale that we're seeing in the recruiting numbers, I think it will go even higher as a result of that. So I appreciate what you did. Mr. Secretary, I want to echo what my colleague Senator Kramer said a few moments ago about air dominance. And in previous years, Air Force officials have recommended purchasing at least 72 fighters a year, which would be reachable by maximizing F-35 and then the F-15EX production lines. And I applaud the President's decision to proceed with the F-47, but I understand that it's going to take a while before that's developed and fielded. And I'm interested in maintaining a strong level of production of other advanced fighters in the interim. So what can you tell us about the future of the F-15EX in particular while we await the arrival of the F-47? And Mr. Secretary, that'd be for you. And Mr. Chairman, you've got experience, significant experience as a fighter pilot, so if you'd care to weigh in as well.
To your point, Senator, I would defer the balance of my air superiority time to the chairman. But I would note that the budget does have a substantial increase on F-15EX, recognizing its capabilities and the bridging function that particular aircraft provides us. And all of this with an eye toward existing fights and future fights, but it certainly does make an investment.
Chairman.
Yes, sir. Thanks for the question. And, you know, you could use the current Israeli efforts as a case study in air dominance and air superiority. And if you look at harder problems in Iran, you start to see the importance of having the mix of things like F-47, EX, and any other future capabilities that are considered. So we have to stay up on the TAC air, step, and appreciate your leadership and interest in this, sir, as we move forward.
Thank you.
A rare moment of bipartisan applause for troops who rarely hear it. Subscribe now to keep stories like these front and center.
Switching gears a bit, Mr. Secretary, our Special Operations Forces play a crucial role in preventing and then winning armed conflict. However, the previous administration proposed cuts to soft billets in the programs. So how does the President's budget request impact the size, structure, and posture of our Special Operations Forces for 2026?
Well, sorry, what you will not see is cuts to soft billets, especially recognizing not just the last 25 years, but even the op tempo of the last 4 to 6 years, and the recognition that those are forces that are used often, mobilized often. There's a stress and strain on that. And so investments both in personnel, but also training and capabilities is front and center.
Thank you for that. Last year, I led an NDAA provision that mandates that all future annual defense planning guidance includes specifics with respect to the size, structure, posture, and priorities for SOF. So I want to make clear the importance of this directive. And the committee was due a report back on March 1st on this component of the defense planning guidance. But since that date has come and gone, I'll ask now, will you, Mr. Secretary, commit to seeing this requirement through and providing an update to this committee on its progress?
Yes, Senator, we'll get that to you.
Thank you. I want to ask briefly about munitions, Mr. General Kane. How do you see the rate of munitions usage in Ukraine, in the Middle East, particularly our ground-based interceptors and air-to-air missiles, influencing this budget request and future budget requests?
Well, Senator, we're always mindful of the consumption rate. One of the great case stories of the fight in the Middle East is the advancement of use of rockets, laser rockets, to target one-way attack drones, which I know the committee helped push, and that's helping to save some of our critical air-to-air munitions. And I can circle back with you on the other matters offline, sir.
Please do. Thank you, Chairman.
Hit that subscribe button to stay ahead of the next defense shift. While flashy jets take headlines, America's silent warriors bear the weight. Special operations forces used, stretched, and strained. The previous administration proposed cuts. This one? Doubling down on support. Senator Budd demanded answers and a commitment to transparency. The military promised no more cuts and a full report coming soon. Let's keep the pressure on. Subscribe now for exclusive updates as this story develops. Wars aren't just fought with strategy, they're fought with supply chains. From Ukraine's front lines to the skies over the Middle East, American munitions are in high demand. Senator Budd wanted clarity on how fast we're burning through missiles and what's being done. Laser-guided rockets? A game changer. But budgets don't write themselves, and neither do missile stockpiles. Click that subscribe button to follow the money and the firepower. With 5 minutes on the clock, Senator Budd made each second count. From morale to missiles, he asked the right questions. But as his mic went silent, the room was left with answers they had to act on. Because sometimes the words spoken right before time runs out are the ones that echo longest. Subscribe now to make sure you never miss a moment like this. Washington has its games, but when duty meets discipline, the results can still inspire. Senator Budd used his time to speak for those who wear the uniform. And though the clock ran out, his message didn't. To stay informed, to stay sharp, and to never miss what matters. Subscribe, like, and share this video. Because the next time a senator's term expires, you'll be ready to catch every word.